The kid who stole $230 million. It's going down, shorty. Now, I don't know what he mean by steal. I think he might mean a little bit of cryptocurrency or something. Either way.
FBI, open up!
Fuck. You deserve a smack, crazy man. I would have stopped at about 10 million. On photograph, we finna get into it though, chat.
No way.
Oh my god, $240 million. You know how much money that is?
Crazy man was falling though. Ferrari. What the hell? Is that King see it?
It's the 19th of August, 2024, the day a group of young adults carried out one of the largest crypto heists ever recorded. 20-year-old Malone Lam, 18-year-old Veer Chetal, 21-year-old Jeandiel Serrano, Danish Khan and Chen. These kids targeted a single Genesis creditor who had no idea they were about to lose a staggering $230 million worth of Bitcoin. But how did they pull it off? Were they expert hackers with advanced coding skills? Well, it was much simpler than it seems. These scammers did something very clever. They hacked into basic human nature.
What the hell that supposed to mean? They hacked into basic human nature.
It all began with a phone call, a seemingly harmless contact from Google support, but this call wasn't from Google at all. Using a spoof number, Veer Chetal, also known as Wiz, convinced the victim that their personal accounts had been compromised. With this false sense of urgency, he gained access to the victim's Gmail and iCloud, where he gathered key security information. Another call followed, this time from Jeandiel Serrano, aka Box, claiming to be a representative from Gemini, the crypto exchange the victim used. The victim was tricked into believing their account was under attack. Under pressure and convinced they needed to act fast, the victim reset their two-factor authentication settings, giving the thieves the access they needed to take control of the Gemini account, quickly sending funds to a compromised wallet. The situation was spiraling, but the victim had no idea. When he was asked to use Zendesk, a remote access software, it seemed like another step in securing their assets, but in reality, it was the final blow. As the victim
I'm saying, bro, how slow you got $230 million in a Bitcoin account and you too slow to know that something Google don't call you? What the fuck? When has a company ever called you, gang? Outside of the bank and the credit and the bill collector on phone them. Who else called you? Google don't call you talking about somebody trying to get in your account. Instagram is not gonna call you. What is that? What kind of shit is that, folks? And if they do call you, they gonna call you and email you at the same time. And even if they did call me and say, hey, your account's compromised. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I'll change my password. Goodbye. Click. Ain't no way in the world I got $230 million in Bitcoin on an account and I'm on the phone telling somebody my password. How slow do I look? What the hell? I don't care, even if you are the employee, bro. I'm not giving you no motherfucking password to no $230 million account.
Not only shared the screen, the private keys to their Bitcoin wallet were exposed, and in just a few clicks, the digital fortune was transferred into the hands of the thieves.
Wow. No way. No f***ing way.
They recorded it. They talking about we got it. We got it.
No way.
Oh my god!
In a private video, they recorded the live reactions to the successful transfer of 4,064 bitcoins valued at over $230 million at the time, clearly excited as they watched the millions flow into their wallets. How did they manage to pull off such a heist? How could someone with that much wealth be deceived so easily? And why will they record themselves in the act of committing such a massive crime? These are questions that might never be fully answered, but one thing was clear: the money was now in the hands of the criminals, and they knew their work wasn't done yet. Exactly 17 minutes after, they quickly set about laundering the money. To make it harder for authorities to track the stolen crypto,
Wait, what they say?
They quickly set about laundering the money. To make it harder for authorities to track the stolen crypto, they split the Bitcoin into smaller amounts and transferred it across 15 different exchanges, a common tactic known as pill chains.
Right.
The idea was to break the large transactions into smaller ones, making them harder to trace. Bitcoin was swapped for Litecoin, Litecoin was swapped for Ethereum, and Ethereum was swapped for Monero. The process took several days, with constant swapping between different currencies and exchanges, further obscuring the trail.
Right.
Go to the top right, the settings bar.
Why would they record
Settings.
it
No,
though?
not that. Like the swap settings. Set custom recipient. No, bro. What the hell? Do 998.
Alright, bro, you're so horrible.
You can't.
Bro, I'm clearly busy, Caleb. Hiding at ice.
Soon enough, all the stolen money was now clean money, ready to be spent, and the criminals didn't hold back. The day before the
They were
heist even
balling.
took place, they were already planning on how to spend their fortune, sharing links with each other on Telegram of expensive luxury clothes they wanted to purchase, from
Look.
brands like Louis Vuitton,
And
Givenchy, and Philippe
they
Plein.
just effing the money right off. Effing the money right off. Slow kids. That's what I call it. That's slow. That's some slow kid shit, folks. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. If I just pulled off an electronic heist for $200-some million, gang, the first thing I'm finna do is start buying real estate and putting assets in my mama name, putting assets in my girl name, putting assets in my homie name, being 50-50 partnerships, getting LLCs, putting money different places, offshore accounts. You know what I'm saying? Because if I get caught doing this, even though it's a white collar crime, I ain't gonna do too much time. But if I get caught doing this, when I get out of prison, I need to have this money right. A lot of people will go to prison for 2-3 years and get out for $200 million. I'll think about it. You feel? If somebody said, yeah, go to prison for a year, when you come out, you got a guaranteed $200-some million. I might go do that year. It might be kind of easy to do that year and sit in there and be like, yeah. Counting the days, 365 left to go. How about that? 364, 363. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy. As hard as it'll be, they spinning Louis accounts. They recording the crime. They sitting in group chats. They ass
While
talking.
most of the crew chose to play it safe, keeping a low profile and resisting the temptation to splurge, one man couldn't help but stand out. His name? Malone Lam.
He messed it up for everybody.
Like it's game time.
He had the ball.
Locked in when
Look
it's
out.
game time. Yeah, I'm ballin'.
Malone was based in LA, and the moment he got his hands on the money, he wasted no time diving headfirst into a luxurious lifestyle. Everything he had once watched wealthy people enjoy was now within his reach, ready to become his new reality. Nightclubs became his second home. Almost every night, he hit the clubs, spending ridiculous amounts of money on VIP
And
sections
then
and
you
bottle
gotta think
service.
about it like this. I'm gonna stop pausing the chat. You gotta think about it like this. He pulled the finesse. He pulled the scheme. He ain't got money coming in. So you just buying you talking about some, you just throwing Birkins. You throwing Birkins in a crowd at a club. Like, boy, you silly as hell.
His
That's
bar
what you did
tabs
with
were
the money?
unbelievable. Some nights costing $265,000, few $100,000,
Stupid.
and even more than $500,000 in a single night. If you
Stupid.
were in one of those clubs,
What the hell did you spend $500,000 on, bro? 2 bottles of Ace of Spades, you spent $70,000, boy. They in them clubs finessing y'all. 5 bottles of Azul, $9,000, boy. You can get that shit on from Walgreens. 9 bottles, you can get that from Walgreens, bro, for $1,000, 5-6 bottles. Boy, I need to open up a club. Do you hear what I'm telling you?
$1,000 and even more.
Look at the $500,000 one. 24 bottles of Ace of Spades Rosé, 30,000 of Casamigos, 100 bottles. Like, what did you even buy that many bottles for? The club is one of the stupidest places I could ever think of, gang. This is just dumb.
More than
I don't give a damn how much money
$500,000
I
in a
got.
single night. If you were in one of those clubs, you couldn't miss him.
Hey, yo, Malone, you going real crazy like it's your birthday.
His name would be flashing on signs, and DJs would shout his name, giving him all the attention.
probably got all the thotties. He was living it up.
He quickly
said,
became
"Yeah, I'm
everyone's
finna go
favorite
ball."
because whenever he was around, everyone got to drink for free. He
Right.
threw around cash like it was nothing, and one time he even hated a DJ a massive 6-liter bottle of Golden Ace of Spades champagne, which could cost anywhere from $25,000 to $60,000. Another time he tipped a DJ $2,000 and had all the unopened bottles in a club sent straight to his house.
He even tipped me $2,000. When I tell you the amount of bottles he sent me that I took home brand new, everything sealed, brand new.
But as fun as LA was, it still didn't feel like enough. He craved more,
Brand
more
new. I'm
attention.
saying for $500,000 a night, nigga, I can start my own club, charge everybody to get in, and go to the liquor store and get some bottles for regular price. This is just stupid. This is just
More
stupid.
luxury, more extravagance. So what did he do? He chartered a private jet to Miami. There, he took his spending to a whole new level. In Miami, Malone settled in a waterfront mansion. This place wasn't just any house. It was a $10.5 million estate with a $62,000 a month rental price tag. This mansion was massive, covering over 8,500 square feet, with 25-feet ceilings, 10 bedrooms, and a huge pool with a jacuzzi. It had 2 big front gates and a garage with a spacious driveway
This
that
is
was
from
later
a
filled with
crime.
expensive supercars and luxury
What
vehicles.
is wrong
Malone
with
bought
y'all?
a black Mansory SF90, a white Lamborghini Urus, a fully kitted out white Mansory Lamborghini Urus with baby blue interior, a matte black Lamborghini Revuelto, the new Porsche 911 GT3 RS, the new Ferrari SUV in black, 2 Mercedes-Benz G-Class, 1 in grey, 1 wrapped with matte black camo, a convertible matte black and pink Rolls-Royce Dawn, a blue BMW M4, another Lamborghini Revuelto in matte grey, a blue Lamborghini Urus, an all-white wide-body kit Lamborghini Aventador SJ with
my
Malone's name
God.
written on the bottom of the door, a matte black Ferrari 812 Superfast, another Lamborghini Aventador SJ in blue, a pink Urus, which Malone originally bought as a gift for his ex-girlfriend.
Oh my God. I got you a present. We'll call it an early gift. Early birthday. Holy shit. Bro. Okay. I'm not saying I wouldn't have balled out. I'm not saying please don't get me messed up. Like they give me 200 right now. I'm bowling. But I'm only going to spend like 10 or 20 of it. This nigga done spent 10 or 20 just on cars and a club. And it's illegal money. Why didn't you take your ass to one of these non-extradition countries? You Asian. Go to fucking Japan. Go to somewhere where... Hey, Siri. What countries does not have an extradition treaty with the U.S.? This is a simple motherfucking Google search. China, Indonesia, Russia, Iran, African countries. Phonograph. Look at this big ass list, folks. Y'all can't see that. Y'all probably ain't gonna be able to see. Long at Cuba, Dominican Republic, Egypt, Finland, France. Why is France on here? Greece, Germany. He could have went any of these places. Hong Kong, Iceland, India, Israel. Any of these places, gang, he could have went. Is this who don't got it or this who do got it? Indonesia, Nicaragua. You could have went and lived a beautiful life somewhere on a mountaintop, and you could have spent all this money and wouldn't have to worry about shit. You stayed in the U.S. You slow, boy.
To try to get her back, but got rejected again.
And you got and what a fucking loser. And you bought her a pink Urus to try to get her back and got rejected. You are a dork. You're a
A
dork.
fully black carbon fiber McLaren 765 LT, a blue Pagani Hybrid, and many more cars. If you didn't realize it by now, Malone was always rolling with fashion. He rocked high-end designer pieces like Louis Vuitton and Givenchy. His style was expensive, with the most expensive piece of clothing being the Moncler Maya 70 by Paul Manges jacket, which alone cost $50,000 or more. But after all this wasted money on clubs and cars, Malone finally decided to invest his money in timeless pieces that would hold a value over time, like this Cuban link chain bracelets filled with diamonds, a Richard Mille covered in diamonds, and a diamond ring for each one of his fingers. One Richard Mille wasn't enough, of course, so he bought multiple. Even his glasses had diamonds.
Oh my God.
take no video.
Malone wasn't just a millionaire obsessed with himself. He had a generous side, often using his wealth to give back to others in need. He bought 5 Birkin bags, he gave them away to random girls at the club. One of these lucky ladies was a model named Olivia Allen.
Guys, I can't even make this up when I say that I just woke up to a Birkin in my bedroom because a man gave it to me in the club last night. This is
What
your
a
sign to go
fucking
clubbing.
trick.
Another lucky lady who got a Birkin bag was famous TikTok star Sky
Such a
Bree.
trick.
Me and
This
my
is
two
just a trick.
girlfriends
You're a trick.
walk over to the section, and
And they
this
probably
kid,
and the problem is I know 99% of these are thoughts. You talking about this kid? You a grown ass man in a club.
I'm gonna refer to him as like a kid. I mean, he was definitely over the age of 18. He looked pretty young. He comes towards me and he's like, "I got this for you."
She ended
And
up
still
saying
ain't
she
getting
didn't
no
like it.
It's beautiful, but to be honest, it's not really my style.
Oh
While
my God.
Malone was busy making his name known, flaunting his wealth at every turn, he was also drawing the wrong kind of attention. His outrageous spending, paired with his desire to be noticed, made it easier for authorities and blockchain experts to track him down. Investigators,
yeah.
including prominent figures like Zach XPT, were closely watching the flow of the stolen funds, tracing each move as he splurged on cars, clubs, and luxury items. The more he spent, the more obvious it became that his newfound fortune was linked to the heist, and soon enough, the walls started closing in.
The investigation. Look at him, silly ass goofy. You was a crazy goofy.
Malone thought he was untouchable, but behind the scenes, law enforcement and experts like Zach XPT were already connecting the dots. Through his flashy spending, investigators tracked large transactions linked to the stolen Bitcoin, using blockchain analysis to map out the movement of funds. What's more, both Box and Wiz slipped up during the process of laundering the funds. On several occasions, they accidentally leaked the stolen funds with their personal assets. Wiz, for example, also leaked his full name during a screen recording, while Box reused deposit addresses, making it easier to trace the funds back to them. These mistakes, combined with recorded conversations and digital footprints, painted a clear picture of the criminals' activities. By mid-September 2024, the FBI and other authorities had gathered enough evidence to act. On the 19th
You are goofy. You getting smacked again. One more time. One more smack. That's how many smacks you deserve, bro.
of
You bogus
September,
as hell.
federal agents raided Malone's Miami mansion, where he was arrested, surrounded by all the luxuries he had bought with a
Dumbass.
stolen fortune.
We hear boom, and we thought that was shooting in the neighborhood, and we saw a lot of police. This was something that never happened in this neighborhood.
Hell no,
Most
y'all
of the time,
return
it was
now.
a lot of party. It was party because I can hear from my house the music.
It was a stark contrast. Malone, who had lived like a king for just a short while, was now being led away in handcuffs.
You did
Authorities
all
were
that
able
to live like a king for a short while when you could have took your dumb ass to another country. This isn't a Biden and security team. More than $9 million has been frozen and $500,000 has already been returned back after working closely with the victim to investigate the incident.
to freeze over $9 million in stolen funds, with $500,000 already returned to the victim. However, a significant portion of the stolen money remains in cryptocurrency wallets. At the time of making this video, $21 million linked to Box is still sitting in one wallet, while Veer Chetal, also known as Wiz, has around $39 million tied up to his account. Additionally, $4 million of Malone's funds remain untouched in another wallet. But what happened to everything else he bought? The cars, the clubs, the private jets, and all the flashy stuff. See, when a criminal buys luxury items, like cars, with stolen money later gets arrested, the government steps in and seizes those assets through a process called asset forfeiture. This allows law enforcement to take control of anything purchased with illegally obtained funds, such as cars, houses, or expensive jewelry. Once these assets are seized, they are usually put up for auction. In many cases, dealerships or buyers, including the same dealer who originally sold the cars, can purchase them again, often at a lower price than they were initially sold for. The money made from these auctions then is used in a couple of ways. A portion of it will go toward compensating the victims of the crime, helping to recover some of the stolen funds, while another portion will be used to cover the cost of the investigation and legal proceedings. If the victim is lucky, he can get 50 to 65% back after the auction and administrative fees, the cut the investigators will get. However, in Malone's case, 3 of the cars he purchased, the Mandarin Lamborghini Urus, the Lamborghini Revuelto, and the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, were later transported to LA following his arrest. These cars were spotted by EFF Spot, a popular YouTuber who is known for his rare and expensive car spotting videos. In this particular video, both the Revuelto and the Porsche appeared with noticeable damage. The Revuelto had significant front-end damage, while the Porsche was dented in the rear, suggesting that the Revuelto had likely rear-ended the Porsche. This kind of damage will undoubtedly decrease the value of these cars when they go to auction, significantly reducing the amount the victim could recover. The same process will apply to the clothes, jewelry, watches, and designer glasses that Malone purchased.
And you know what's crazy? If he would have invested all of his money into, like, let's say he went to a Australian or no, Australia is on the list. So let's say he went to China and he was in China and he bought a bunch of assets in China. Then he used all the money from China to make money in the US, and then he took the money from China. He took the money that his assets made, and now it's legal money. So they can't seize that. You understand? My thing is, how were you so smart? You were smart enough to steal $200 million in cryptocurrency, but you weren't smart enough. None of y'all was smart enough to not leak your own screenshots, not leak your own screen recordings, not move out the country, not invest the money. Y'all weren't smart enough to do simple Google searches. I hit the lottery. How should I keep money? This is on Google. You can Google this shit. Y'all is
These luxury items are likely to be seized by authorities and auctioned off as part of the asset recovery process. High-end watches, such as his ritual mini pieces, are particularly valuable and could bring in significant amounts at auction. While designer clothes typically depreciate in value, Malone's expensive pieces will still hold enough worth to help recover the funds for the victim. As for the wild spending in clubs, that money is pretty much gone. When you blow $500,000 in a single night on bottle services and VIP sections, the clubs aren't held responsible for giving it back, especially if they had no clue the money was stolen. Same goes for the private jets. Those jet companies provided a legitimate service, so the money Malone spent on his flights is long gone. In conclusion, while most of the big ticket items can be seized and auctioned, much of what Malone spent on services, like clubs and private jets, is lost for good. This story isn't just about a major heist or the luxurious lifestyle Malone enjoyed for a brief moment. It's a lesson in greed, the dangers of showing off wealth that wasn't earned, and how quickly everything can come crashing down. Despite all the money spent, the nights out, and the flashy purchases, Malone's dream life was built on stolen funds.
You could have at least goddamn made it look good. I'm sitting here thinking like you could have at least used the money to promote a YouTube channel and then blew the YouTube channel up. Then when you get 1 million subscribers and they see you balling, they like, okay, that makes sense. You was a regular broke ass kid one day, and then Tuesday you rich as hell. I'm talking about you over rich. You not like G-Wagon in the Lamb truck, you rich. You like G-Wagon, 4 Lamb trucks, 6 Ferraris. I seen that nigga with $1 million Pagani. He had a Pagani outside. A Pagani? Bro, you spending $500,000 in the club. Nobody ever does this, ever. Only person ever in life that did this is Floyd Mayweather. And a fucking sheikh from Dubai. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you slow, gang. It's like you so smart, you slow. That's what
it was only a matter of time before it fell apart. Authorities might recover some of the stolen money, but the damage done to the victim and the recklessness of Malone's spending spree are a reminder of how easily things can slip away. For Malone and his friends, what started as a wild ride of lavishness ended in arrests and their names tied to one of the biggest crypto crimes in history. In the end, this heist shows us that no matter how clever the crime or how big the payout, the law always catches up, and the price they paid was far greater than the short-lived luxury they enjoyed.
I wonder what happened. I'm finna search him on Google real quick. Let me see. Malone Lam crypto. He was Singaporean. He should have took his ass back to Singapore. Did Malone get sentenced? Let's see. This is the federal. This is the federal government, bro. This crazy. This was the crazy part. This was like 2 months ago. I never heard about this shit until right now. Counts victim funds to the possession. They laundered the proceeds, so it's probably money laundering. Nightclubs, luxury automobiles, watches, jewelry, handbags. It honestly might be easy for him to get out though, because when you doing crypto, if he wouldn't have recorded this shit, when you doing crypto stuff, bro, it's almost untraceable if you know exactly what you doing. Malone Lam, he was 20 years old, bro. He was so smart that he was stupid. He requests a speedy trial. He faces up to 20 years. And a fine of up to, honestly, bro, I would not be surprised. He probably gonna get off with it. Honestly, not get off, but appeared before a judge. Pre-trial hearing disclosed evidence. Charged with stealing and laundering over Bitcoin after pretending to be a Google employee. U.S. prosecutors have described him as a scam, one of the largest cryptocurrency thefts ever. Lam allegedly used the money to spend hundreds of thousands per night at clubs, wearing blue trousers, a white woo-de-woo. U.S. prosecutors and one of the land defense team sharing evidence ahead of the predatory trial known as discovery phase. So they're in discovery right now, basically. This was November 15th. So, yeah, they're in discovery right now. But I think he probably going to get 3 years, 4, 5 years or something like that. Something real little. It's going to be a lot of money that they not going to be able to seize and hold and trace back. He young as hell. So him doing 3, 4 years and getting out at 24 and still having access to 4, 5, 10, 20-some million dollars, that ain't a bad deal for a lot of people, bro. Like I said, there's millions of people who will go do 4 years in prison, get out, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if he get, let's say he get a 6-year sentence, he can get out in 4. You know what I'm saying? I think the feds, you got to do like 85% of your sentence or something like that. But that's insane, though, gang. That's one of the craziest stories I done ever seen. It's a movie like this with Kevin Hart in it on Netflix, but I ain't never thought I'd see it for real. And the fact that he was 20 is even crazy.